get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back, get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back.
I feel like I'm JX.
J-Way.
I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless.
I'm gone.
Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck.
Give me
Into
that.
the trends. See a lead, be the band.
Welcome to Bleachers and Speakers. I'm your host, June, a.k.a. One Take Titan. And I got my boy, B. Foster, here with me. Before we get into this wonderful segment that Foster has prepared, I want to remind everybody to subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube, and also for your podcast aggregators, follow us at Bleachers and Speakers, FFSN. Make sure you're following us. Make sure that notification bell is on. So when we drop new content, you'll be able to get an alert and you download those episodes. This is one of my favorite parts, a favorite segment created by my boy B. Foster. It's the featured player of the week. And without further ado, I'll step back and let Foster do his thing. Who we talking about today?
All right, this week we're talking about Ben Niemann, who is out of Iowa. He's 29 years old, and he's a weak side linebacker, which we know to be the linebacker that lines up opposite the tight end. He was a 3-year starter at Iowa, and he had 53 appearances, including 40 starts. In his sophomore year, he was all Big Ten honorable mention. He had 45 tackles, 4.5 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, and 2 pass breakups. He was injured most of his junior year, and his senior year, he had 80 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, a sack, 5 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles. And he was honorable mention all Big Ten that year as well. Overall, in his entire career, he had 201 tackles, 17 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. Coming out of college, he was 6'2" and 7/8. He's 235 pounds. He ran a 4.6 40. And he had 15 bench press reps, and he had a 33.5 vert. He was an undrafted free agent coming out of college, and he was picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs, and he made the team out of camp. In his most notable years, 2019, he finished with 56 tackles, a pass deflection, and a fumble recovery, and he played in 16 games. And that was the year the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So a pretty solid year playing for a Super Bowl winner. Also in 2022, this was his probably his best statistical year. He had 70 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 forced fumble recovery, and 1 pass deflection. And that year he played in 17 games. So this is an Iron Man. This is a guy that's been fairly healthy throughout his career, and he's a veteran. You know, he's 29 years old, and he's been around. He's played for winning programs. In June of this year, he was signed by the Lions as a depth piece in our linebacking core that was pretty healthy and strong to start the year. But you know, since then kind of deteriorated a little bit, but still holding it down. Now, as far as his consensus coming out of college, there were a lot of mixed messages at his pro day, which led to him which is one of the reasons why he ended up not getting drafted. But he was kind of looked at as a tweener guy, anywhere from a guy that could play in a 3-4 system as a Sam linebacker to possibly a guy that could put on 20 pounds and be a Mike linebacker, which is that middle linebacker position. So there wasn't a defined role for him coming out of college. But he's known as a lunch pail guy, which, you know, lines right up with the mentality of what Dan Campbell likes. And, you know, he's just a ball player. He gets the job done. One of his biggest assets is that he's able to track running backs through traffic, but he also has the play strength to stack up blockers as well. And he's able to get around and make tackles. He wins matchups off of his instincts and his IQ, and he has a good feel for zone. As far as his weaknesses, he like I said, he doesn't have one particular archetype that fits him. He's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. He's not the biggest. And he's also not very good in man-to-man situations, which is why he strives more so in that weak side position on the opposite side of the tight end. He's as far as his role with the team right now, he's playing a weak side outside linebacker, and he's playing in reserve to Jack Campbell. We have a lot of guys. Barnes is out. Anzalone has missed some time, and Malcolm Rodriguez is also going to miss at least one game. So he's going to get a lot of opportunities to make some plays, and thus far that's what he's done. He's fared pretty well. I think his PFF is in the 70s, so that's not too bad for a guy that didn't come into the year in even a starting role. But that is our friend linebacker, Ben Niemann out of Iowa.
A lot of Iowa Bulls on the team, bro.
Right.
Oh, we got Sam Laporta, the other linebacker,
Jack Campbell,
and another Iowa Bull, man. One thing about them, man, they gonna roll their sleeves up and get to work.
They're gonna work for sure.
They're gonna work for sure. Once again, Foster, you've done a great job with this player profile. What makes you choose Ben Niemann?
He's a guy that even me personally, I didn't know a whole lot about him, but I've been seeing his name a lot. Just stepping in and playing a role. So I feel like he needed that shine.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Once again, I want to advise everyone to subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers on YouTube, and make sure you're following us on all podcast aggregators. Bleachers to Speakers FFSN.
Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back.